Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a special edition of the Big East Rewind. I am your host, Chuck Everson, and my partner, as always, is Sonny Sparrow. How are you, son?
I'm good, Chuck. I'm real good. How are you?
So I'm great. We had some time we spent with Starter and Carl Banks, and we had Starter was celebrating the history of the Big East, and who better to get help them celebrate but you and I, the Big East Rewind guys.
Well, it
So
was kind of an honor to be invited to do that. I think he wanted to get some of the retro and the nostalgia, right, and a little bit of the history, and like he says, and pay a little homage to what the league was and what it was about and what it is about, right?
yeah, and it was really cool. I mean, they had a studio set up for us in the middle of Macy's in Herald Square, and
Little
lights.
intimidating.
It
Got to be
was. It
honest with
was
you.
lights, camera, action. We had the thing, action. It was kind of weird.
How about a
We're used
trivia
to being
question?
in a garage in a kitchen, Sonny. Not in being on full display.
How about a little trivia question? What's speeding mean?
I have no idea. And we are professional journalists, and I still don't have an idea, Sonny, on what that
I
is.
just heard the camera guy. Are you speeding? I'm speeding. You speeding? I'm speeding. I was like, so then I was sitting on the couch like, I'm speeding.
So to that degree, so what happened was to that degree, um, we had some different guys that we interviewed. We had a lot of players, former players, and we had some different types of people that were in there. And one guy I thought was pretty cool to talk to. You got to talk to him, DJ Finesse from
DJ
Providence. Talk a little
Finesse.
bit. Talk about the
Otherwise,
DJ.
Mason Santos.
Mason Santos. Yeah, good dude, man.
Really nice guy. He couldn't have been nicer. At the time, right, we had Harold Starks, we had Otis Thorpe, and we had Mason. And just that whole Providence vibe, right? It was cool to talk to him and then to get him alone one-on-one and get the chance to talk to him a little bit about what he does, how he came about doing it. He's an author. He's written kind of a personal story slash self-help book. And really, I'm sitting there and go, I got to get you on film, man. This is great stuff. And he really was a very good conversationalist, and he's totally committed to what he does.
Yeah, and he has the place rocking. I mean, that is one of the best college basketball experiences. If you're going to a game there, you're a student at Providence, you are getting the full experience with this guy because he talks about DJs and MCs and what's the difference, and he's got all these different things, and he's done a lot of things in his life, including being on MTV, MTV Raps back in the day. He had a lot of stuff. He's been involved heavily, heavily, heavily into the hip hop scene, and now he's in the college basketball scene, making game day experience extremely fun for all of those Providence College students.
See, it's funny you said it, right? You used the word experience. He said before you would go to a game, now you come for an experience.
Right,
And
right.
it really has elevated the entire place. And I said, the history, right, was Providence Civic Center, and then I think it became the Duncan Center, and now it's Amica Mutuals. But whatever they call it, it's in that same spot, it's that same building, and it's jamming.
Jamming. I mean, and listen, it's raucous at times, especially when our good friend Coach Cooley comes in and with his Georgetown Hoyas. It gets particularly
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah, they get a little
At
jacked
that
up. They
at
look
that
like
time, it's a
Syracuse
little
in the old
jacked
days.
up. It's funny because I was in there with Mark Plansky for a Nova game, and we walked across the floor and got booed. I didn't even think people knew who we were. I guess we had Villanova stuff on, and they booed the hell out of us.
That's all it
So
takes.
it's yeah, and it's definitely a home court advantage, and DJ Finesse is a big reason why. So Sonny got to talk to him for a few minutes, and we're going to present that to you here on this different kind of show that we've been doing. We're going to put out a bunch of these for all the people that we spoke to at Macy's and Herald Square with the starter line drop that was out during the Big East tournament. So here's DJ Finesse with our own Sonny Sparrow.
We're back in P-Town here. We're back in Providence Town, Friar Town as they call it. And we have with us Mason Santos.
Yes.
He is the official DJ of all things Friars.
All things fried.
And
Yes.
we're going to talk to him because he's got much more depth to what he does. So let's tell us a little bit about how you got involved.
With the Friars,
Yeah.
the story's pretty simple. Remember John Linehan?
I do not.
Okay, so John Lenahan, a great guard for Providence College, and assistant coach Phil Seymour.
I know Phil.
So Phil Seymour, one day I'm just at PC shooting some jump shots, and these guys come walking across the floor with a bunch of PC gear, and Phil says, "Hey, I'm the assistant coach for men's basketball. I just want to give you some gear." I said, "Well, why?" He goes, "You had me doing the ride around." I said, "Well, what's the ride around?" He said, "Well, I went to the club where you were DJing Saturday night. I just kept riding around. I didn't want to go home." And so these guys are like, "We got to get you to DJ here at the Friars." So Phil Seymour, John Lenahan. If not for those two gentlemen, I'm not DJing in the capacity that I am now.
What year? What time are we talking about?
That was 14 years ago.
14 years ago.
This is my 14th season.
So I think we have to talk a little bit about how the evolution of how fanatical Providence, the what's called the Duncan Center now, right?
It's now called the AMP.
The AMP. Okay, well, it used to be the Providence Civic Center back in the old days.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to show my age right now.
Mine as well.
Okay, so it had to coincide with what you were doing because now it is a crazy place to play. Talk a little bit about what you've seen since you've been there.
Yeah, I think that the way we say it best is it was a game before. Now it's an experience. So people going to a basketball game before, sitting down, they cheer when something good happened, boo when something didn't. But now it's like we along with Harry Grigsby, he's no longer there, but he was the in-game MC prior to my getting there. And Harry is literally an MC. He's a rapper. So
Gotcha.
you add that flavor, that finesse, that flair, and here comes a DJ, and we just started to collaborate ideas of how to just take this thing and just kind of maximize that potential, and just really be a little more hip, right? And just turn it into more of an experience.
Well, let me tell you, I hope you caught that because he said it's an MC. And then for you younger folks, he called him a rapper.
Yes.
Because when I grew up, man, we had the MCs, right? The young MCs, and we had Force MC.
Father MC.
Yeah,
right.
telling you, right?
Yeah.
That was what it was. So now you have also written your own book. Talk a little bit about that.
I always say if one person tells you something, you can dismiss it. Two might be a coincidence. When 3, 4, and 5 keep telling you the same thing, you should probably pay attention. So in the course of my life being a DJ, I'm a former DJ for Bad Boy Records. That is P. Diddy's record label. None of those parties at all. At all. Just want to make sure.
Oh, clean disclaimer. We got a disclaimer in there. Okay.
None of those parties. So I just, I've done everything there is to do. Rap City, VH1, Love and Hip Hop. So people just like, you have an amazing story. You should tell your story. And one day I just decided that it was time to write my story. So it was more about personal development, self-help. I'm a life coach as well. So I thought that the book would be of some value to people, help them kind of push through some adversity. So that's what it's written about. So it's called From Personal to Purpose. It's on Amazon.
On Amazon, From Personal to Purpose. So check it out. Mason, thanks, man. What do you got? Any predictions for the tournament?
I think it's St. John's, man. I would love to say it was Providence, but we're one and done. So I'm gonna go with the Johnnies, man.
Okay, he's taking a big risk. He's going with the #1 seed.
Remember,
okay, man.
Patino was one of our coaches, so still connected. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
The Big East Rewind was produced and directed by Nick Chico Chorus and Daryl Gurney. Also on our camera, all our technical stuff that we did at Macy's Herald Square was produced by Billy Papamanuel. We thank Billy for all his hard work and what he did to help us with a different experience for Sonny and I. And of course, check us out on the SiriusXM app. Check us out on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts from. Thanks a lot for joining us, everybody. Have a great night.
Click like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Have a good one, folks. Appreciate you all.